Guys, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. A lot to dive into and discuss in today's video regarding roster updates and I guess the coaching staff as well. A little bit of a shock that I was not really expecting to see here. Also, we've got scrim results from last night, and of course, don't forget it is now the weekend. There are no scrims set for the weekend until we get to the actual Pro League itself, and then whenever Pro League gets the those matches will be on the weekends from Saturdays and some Sundays as well. But like I said, we've got scrim results, we've also got ban accusations and even some false bans that have come out from actual Pro League players right now, especially going on overseas and some of the other regions as well. So if you guys want to set the day, all things ALGS related, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's dive into what's going on right now in the ALGS scene. First thing I want to make mention of were the scrim results last night. Now, oddly enough, TSM is not really in Group B or C, so I just assume that maybe they were stepping in as a fill-in, and because a team backed out or because a team wasn't able to play, maybe TSM gets priority considering they are the owners of the Oversight esport industry as well, at least minus Tempo and I think Chrono are anyways. And so of course you would expect nothing less, but TSM did go on to win the scrim result as well, first place with 60 points. And this was shocking to me. S2, a PSQ qualified team, which by the way did not even win one of the PSQs, they actually made it by just based on points. They made second place last night, which is huge for them. And honestly, I love to see a good underdog story, so really hope the best for them. Great stuff for them. And then also E8's another team that we talked about in previous scrims. They had another top 5. This was good for them. They were building momentum, and ever since Zapto came in, this roster has completely turned upside down as well. So good stuff on E8. And then of course you had the former LG squad once again, and then Furia once again in the top 5. And I want to say League of Legends got like top 6 as well yesterday. So anyways, Furia looking really good, and they're looking at least a lot better than the old Furia. But when you do compare this new Furia, it technically is still the old stability roster, the already there roster, right? And they're normally winning the scrim results, or at least top 3. So they're still kind of playing to their normal expectation, nothing crazy, nothing more, nothing less. But I guess we still are waiting for them to kind of go crazy with a big day, because that is the typical already there roster way of doing it. Also, Dark Zero did play again, and they won back-to-back, I think, in the first 2. And I'm kind of confused once again as to what's going on, because Dark Zero won back-to-back, but I think they're in Group B, so I'm not sure why they were playing in the Group A games. But it just, maybe I'm just assuming that it's a team backing out or something like that. Now, I also wanted to mention, I thought this was pretty neat, especially for something in the community. Apex Legends esports coach for Oxygen Esports, Psycho. You guys probably know Psycho, of course. Really great coach. He's actually doing a free fundamentals class for Apex Legends. You guys could check out apexglobalseries.com, or even his personal Twitter as well if you want more information on it. But there will even be a one-on-one kind of section with questions and answers and stuff. So if you want to get better at the game, of course, go check it out. I think it'll be pretty neat as well. Also wanted to mention, this is where we get into more of the coaching news, and a little bit of a shock for me to see. It was pointed out by Leo the Lion on Twitter. Thank you for tagging me in it and also sending me a lot of information. So of course you guys know Optic Gaming had parted ways with their coach Loopy after getting second place at the World Championship. Of course, a lot of people didn't really understand this decision. Went on a video to talk about it as well. Well, now we've been wondering, of course, who's going to fulfill that role, who's going to replace that role. And in the recent roster spreadsheet, we did get a little bit more information regarding coaches in the North American Pro League as well. So on this roster spreadsheet, Minus Tempo had filled it out that the current format for team info would be as follows. The first 3 players on there would be the actual pro players themselves that are playing in the Pro League. Then the 4th player slot would be the substitute player. The 5th player slot would be for the coach, and the 6th player slot would be for the analyst. And of course, there are some that have 3 players, they got no coach, they got no analyst, they got no substitute. And then some that have a substitute, no coach, no analyst. So it seems like he's really going by these specific spots on these rosters, and that they are pretty accurate. So we do have a couple team updates based upon what we saw. So Optic Gaming, you could see, did have Shiny as their new coach, and Shiny did work with NRG for a very short time during, I think, Split 2 and World Championship, maybe just World Championship. But Shiny's also a former player himself that has been playing for a couple of years, if not day one. I think he stopped playing as a competitive player for a while and moved into the coaching scene a couple months back. But overall, a lot of people know Shiny. A lot of people respect Shiny and his decision making as well. So it's interesting to see how he he will go in with this Optic Gaming roster and how well they will actually do. Another one that was, this one was like really shocking to me, DNO, of course, Dude's Night Out. We expected this roster to go through a little bit of up and downs because they've been trialing and doing all kind of new roster stuff, and it's been between Synox, Duplex, Crust, Lou, Capra, all kind of people. I mean, they have gone through so many people, and so now it seems like that their roster could potentially be Synox, Duplex, and Crust. And oddly enough, Lou was not on the substitute player spot for this team, but in fact the coach's spot, which I thought was really weird. And is Lou moving into the coaching perspective? I don't know, but it seems like if obviously Minus Tempo did this roster spreadsheet correct, which he normally does, then Lou is actually coaching DNO right now, which I think is very, very interesting. And of course, it caught a lot of people's eyes as well. Also wanted to mention falsely banned Pro League players. Now, this one goes crazy, and we're going to go a lot more in depth with even other videos regarding the ban situation in Apex right now and the cheater situation on my main channel. If you want to check it out, that video should be out probably before this one, so it's probably already there. But there was a pro player by the name of Denze from the European scene, and he had actually been playing this game. I mean, he's been playing this game for quite some time, even day one, he says on his Twitter account. So he actually just a couple of days ago was removed from a match, banned from the game, and people caught it live on stream. Now, he did delete this VOD after the after it took place, and of course he was blindsided by this and even took it to Twitter saying, "I sacrificed everything in my life to pursue an esports career in this game, and I randomly get banned while I'm playing ranked." The devs said that they are looking into it, so I can only wait. And it's an unfortunate situation, of course, that Denze had to go through. And of course, a lot of people, when they see a ban, they're just like, you know, oh no, that's bullcrap, you're a cheater, whatever. Well, he did say that he was eventually unbanned, and thanks to everyone who tried to help, but thankfully the admins were able to go through and determine that this was a false ban. Sadly enough, he wasn't the only one, and there are many other players that are following suit. Stepbro Side also said, "Please tell me this isn't true. You guys know that I'm not cheating. I have the awareness of a melon and aim only a little above average," but he got an email saying that your account was cheating, and we've permanently now blocked your access to Apex Legends online features. He also got a little bit more of an in-game notice that said that his account was disabled or account was banned. And then also a South American pro named Keepstar had also said he spent hours and hours and hours just to get banned once again with no reasons or justifications given to him. Now, a lot of people seem to have been reporting this around the same time, so this does kind of insinuate that maybe they are a bunch of false bans. But at the same time, Noko had put a good point out there, and even on my personal tweet about this, it's hard to tell at this point. You know, what do you actually say? A lot of people in the past, we have vouched for him and said they're not cheating, and then it turns out they were cheating. So what do you actually do? With as many cheats that are coming out nowadays, I don't even know if I can argue with these bans anymore, he says. And I agreed, it's hard to tell. The whole system is so screwed because innocent people can get banned. Guilty people can evade the ban, and Respawn never tell us exactly what's going on. This is a real sad situation, and hopefully something can come about it eventually. I think honestly the best way to do it at this point, just because you don't know if you could trust the bans and the real cheaters can evade the bans at this point, I think we just really need more transparency. Respawn to come out and say, here's why we banned so and so, here's what we found. And I know obviously that may be a little bit more of a privacy issue, but something's got to happen, something's got to give, because at this point we don't really know if we can trust the anti-cheat system to be actually accurate, and we don't know if we can trust people on Twitter to say that, you know, so and so vouches for me. We just don't know anymore. So let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all things going on in the ALGS scene. Until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.